Hi, hello everyone. Wishing you all a very happy New Year 23. So this is my first video in this new year, and it's going to be a very short video, and we will discuss on the sprint review in Scrum and how to take care of unfinished work during the end of the sprint. So this will be our kind of a short topic for this video. So let us begin. So these will be our topics. So we will understand what is our sprint review meeting, what do we mean by unfinished work items, and how to decide what needs to be done on the unfinished work items. So the very first topic is a sprint review. So what exactly is the sprint review ceremony? So I already have a video where we discussed on the basic four threes of the Scrum and what are the what are the four important meetings in Scrum that takes care of. We have a sprint planning meeting, we have a daily scrum, and then on the last day we have a sprint review, which is the second last meeting, and then we have a sprint retrospective. So sprint review ceremony is conducted on the last day of the sprint to understand how team has done towards their set defined sprint goal. So what was the goal of the sprint which they have set during the sprint planning meeting, and how well they have done towards their goal, whether they have achieved it, whether they have partially achieved it. So that's the purpose of the review, to understand what how team has progressed during the sprint. Team presents a demo of the completed work item. So this is very important. Like, I mean, some of the team, they think, okay, they can also demonstrate the partially completed work items, or they can showcase some progress on the open work items as well. But the idea here is, as per the Scrum guide, the process suggests that, we should demonstrate only the completed work to the product owner and also the key stakeholders who are present in the review meeting. So during the demo, if there are any answers, if there are any queries, any questions from PO and others, the team answers those questions, and also they take note of any feedback which has been discussed with the PO and align that needs to be taken care from in the upcoming sprint. PO also takes note of and reviews what is not done or open items left in a sprint. So this is very much a possibility that a team is not able to complete all the user stories and all the work that they have planned. So there could be some open items left as well, right? So what needs to be done on those open items? That's PO has to take a note of that. Now, when it comes to the duration of the review meeting, so sprint review is time boxed to a maximum 4 hours. So, I mean, 4 hours is the maximum. That means, a team can also finish it in 3 hours. But if it is taking like more than 4 hours, then they should review, like, how they can minimize that particular time. So this 4 hours is for the 4 weeks of a sprint. So if there is a team which is running a 2 weeks of a sprint, then, for the maximum time that they can have for the review meeting is 2 hours. Now, unfinished work items. So when we say unfinished work items in a sprint, the unfinished work items could be the user stories in a very simplest form, and they can also be the bugs, right? Any defects that have been taken into consideration during the planning meeting. Okay, these are the priority defects or priority bugs that needs to be fixed by the team, and they came in the scope of the sprint, right? So now the question is, like, what are the rules for the unfinished work items? Like how a team should take care of, or how a PO should, take into account of, unfinished work items. So stories or work items where nothing has been done will be the candidates to be moved. So that if there are any user story where which the team has made like 0% progress, or there is nothing has been done, so obviously based on the priority, they can be either moved to the next sprint or they can be moved to the product backlog if the priority is low. Stories where significant work is completed and some minor portion is remaining can be discussed with the PO for splitting that user story. So consider there is a user story of, let's say, a 5 story point or a week's effort, and where like just 5 or 10% or very less amount of work is remaining. So at that point, team can discuss with PO, you can be split that user story so that team gets reward of what has been completed. Similarly, stories where a little has been completed can be discussed with PO if that can be moved complete to the next sprint or product backlog based on the priority. So, I mean, it is kind of a reverse of the second point. I mean, we can have a stances where there are some user stories where someone has just started. I mean, the percentage of completed work is, let's say, 4%, 5%, or 10%. So a very little has been done. So in that case as well, the PO has to take a decision. I mean, because the completed work is so less that, it doesn't make any sense to split the user story, because if we keep splitting the user story, we will keep having multiple instances of almost like similar set of user story. So the idea is that we try to accept the user story which PO or the team thinks, okay, yes, logically it makes sense to, you know, accept that part of the user story which has been completed significantly and move it for the remaining part. Some teams may help you by disclosing how much has been completed. So that's the whole idea. I mean, as a team, we have to showcase, like, how much of the work has been done in a user story. Consider as a user story which is very small in nature, and let's say, 1 or 2 days of effort, and someone says, okay, it's just 1 hour, 1 hour of work is done. Then obviously it doesn't make any sense to, split the user story. Like I said, it should not be a habit of, always splitting the user story which are not done. I mean, PO and the team, they should discuss, okay, does it make really a sense that, yeah, the where the user story which has been open, where significant part has been done. And the last point is very important, that decision to accept the unfinished work is totally up to the product owner, and the team should not think that they can always split the unfinished work at the end of the sprint. So that's all for this video. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Thank you for watching.